Welcome to today's bizarre world. Who would have thought that someone would count clouds? I thought Bayanio was a master, but seeing his sister sketch, I realized these two were just doing their version of circumflex or circumflex our letter 3730 stroke, and they started a hilarious argument. The teacher had them draw each other's portraits, turning it into Bayanio's special training, and he went straight to the main character's house. Seeing Sayu, the main character's classmate, Bayanio turned excited and wanted to show his drawing skills, only to scatter drawings everywhere. Praising Sayu made the main character blush like a little tomato, and he quickly made an excuse to leave, claiming he needed some tea. She asked the main character about school. To ease Sayu, he lied, what a little magician. After a day's hard work, the two finished the art. Though not famous, Bayanio was very satisfied, as each had hilarious smiles, especially Sayu's, like spring sunshine. But, can a lie-induced smile really offend? Yet the hero deemed it better than Sayu's sadness. Just when the main character wanted to speak the truth, Bayanio let slip that all those lies had somehow morphed into the unbeatable truth. However, Sayu's smile didn't seem to fit, and the main character thought lying was still for the sake of making Sayu happy. What a heartfelt little guy. Lying isn't good, but the reason to see a smile is precious. After Bayanio's words, the main character pondered. Dinner time arrived, and Bayanio unexpectedly blurted out he had a super awesome friend. As a result, the main character made his first peer friend in life. The next day, Bayanio specifically brought his sister to the main character's house. Seeing her idol, Sayu was stunned. She was serialized in a teen magazine, asking many love-trouble questions. To solve this, she decided to write a song to inspire singles, only to find she knew nothing about love. The couple's food trip turned chaotic with Bayanio watching. They stayed until the song was done, but chaos loomed. Bayanio was like a human camera, capturing everything, even wardrobe changes, turning their every move into a live stream. The main character remained silent, secretly wishing to bond with his classmates when his best mate forgot his pencil case. Coincidentally, Bayanio didn't have spare pens and subtly hinted to the main character. After some contemplation, he mustered the courage to lend him one. Then Bayanio whipped out a book, claiming it was borrowed from a classmate. It was the latest issue of Attacking. The classmates were stunned and looked at the main character with admiration. On the way home, Bayanio asked about Little Bird, hearing he was getting along with Sayu but stuck in songwriting. When asked why Bayanio hadn't shown up recently, he just stammered and danced around the question. Meanwhile, the little bird with no inspiration was pacing in circles searching for answers, perhaps. Seeing Sayu arrive, he asked how she met the main character, hoping for inspiration. From the very beginning, filled with worries, to the warmth of mutual understanding. Throughout this journey, every time the main character displayed his earnest yet clumsy affection towards me, my heart couldn't help but flutter, and my pulse quickened. It often caught me off guard. My resolve sometimes wavered, just like my feelings for music. At that moment, Little Bird finally realized if only I could merge my feelings for love with my passion for music, I could create a fantastic song. Back home, Sayu asked about his school life, and he confidently said discussing books with friends. Sayu imagined a strangely interesting scenario, while the main character wondered if Bayanio was avoiding Little Bird. But he couldn't grasp the reason. Bayanio loved music earlier, so he planned to clarify with him. Now that things had developed to this point, it was time for Bayanio to share his story. It turns out he had loved music since he was a child. As time passed, Little Bird sang with him, but Bayanio fell ill, focusing on treatment, and entrusted his dreams to Little Bird. 7 years later, he miraculously revived, only to find that Little Bird had become a hotshot star. Time had dulled his passion, and the failures made him feel like he could never catch up to Little Bird. Sayu's arrival unlocked his heart, restoring his confidence. Hearing the hero, Bayanio felt enlightened. Little Bird waited too. Hence, before Little Bird's new song release, Bayanio excitedly picked up his guitar and started singing. Watching his performance, Little Bird couldn't hold back her tears any longer, and eventually the two reconciled and performed together, captivating the audience with their voices. Planning to confess, she felt shy and excused herself to practice biking. She asked the main character, "What do you mean by saying I'm always by your side?" Sayu blushed as her best friend was unexpectedly pregnant. However, a wedding is soon. Though odd, it's still a celebration. Longtime friends are about to leave, perhaps never to meet again. Hurry and go see her in Tokyo. The little cutie worried about Abian, afraid that if she left, Anna would starve. The boy had an idea. He heard the shrine honored a safe childbirth deity, so they rushed to pray. Sayu then began hosting a double celebration, excitedly shouting, "We have a baby! We have a baby!" Before the grand event, the devoted warrior felt quite pleased. Soon, they brought blessings for safe childbirth and decided to send this blessing along, with a little cutie determined to visit her sister. As a result, the girl meticulously dressed up and inquired, "Abian, does it appear odd for me to be dressed in this manner?" "Very weird, honestly," Abian replied loudly, but she asked Fang Jai to cook for the girl. Feeling awkward, Feng still persists. What if seen when you are not around, unforeseen consequences may rise? The train was about to depart, and the girl held his hand, feeling a bit lonely, hoping to leave something to remember before her departure. She playfully nibbled her lip, and Avian understood, recalling their daily kiss pact. But hold on, this is outdoors, I can't cause any trouble. Shy as he was, the boy promised to wait for her, no matter how long. This made Zayu overjoyed. In a few days, feast on chives. I wonder if we can manage. A few hours later, she arrived in bustling